Hi guys, welcome to Monocure 3D Pro Tips. In today's episode we're going to check out this printer, the Elegoo Mars. It's a very popular resin printer. We have them in the labs. They're a great entry-level printer. The quality of them is very good and we've been really happy with them, to be honest. Today we're going to unbox it, we're going to get it out, we're going to see what it comes with, and by the end of the video we're going to print the test file that's on there. Let's get it out and let's get this thing started. Something satisfying about opening a box, isn't there? With a Stanley knife, quite enjoy that. The first thing it comes with is foam insert, packed pretty well. Ooh, a toolkit. Instructions. Now, let's get the printer out itself. So, there it is there. It's not huge printer. This is a UV safe top cover. So, again, packed with some more foam and nicely wrapped in plastic for protection, which is always good. Now, this is what we call the build plate. As you can see, this has been anodized in black paint. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this. This can cause issues with adhesion to the build plate, so just be aware that you might need to increase your burn-in layers, especially with more solid colored resins that are more opaque and less transparent. Black and UV resin are not the best of friends. The color black absorbs the UV light and it really, does inhibit it sticking to the build plate. If you have a look at a black build plate under a microscope, or an anodized, not just black, you will see that the anodizing, what it actually does is it fills in the pores of the aluminium. It's exactly what it's meant to do. It's doing it. It makes it look nice and pretty, but filling in the pores stops it from actually adhering as well. This here is what we call the vat. The vat is where the resin goes. You can see here it has a little tab, and that's just to show you that there's a clear film on there. You need to take that off, otherwise it won't print so well. So let's have a look at the toolkit, see what it comes with. Metal spatula, that's very handy for removing things from the build plate. Don't ever use that on the FEP. You can really quickly damage it. This is to hang the build plate and drain it. The power cord, this is the AC adapter, the power, USB stick for the files. This is great for the vat to clean the resin out and if something ever sticks onto the bottom of the FEP sheet. Don't need to, but they do, and I think that's always good to have these for removing supports. Gloves, always come in handy. A little beaker for some mixing. Necessary tools and some spare screws and bolts. Filters for draining the resin back into the bottle to make sure you have no uncured resin. Some masks and a tool for undoing a lot of the screws around here are handy. So there you go. If you just have a look at there what you get, it's pretty comprehensive and not bad. Again, great value for money. What we're going to do now is power it up, plug it in. This goes in to this hole here and plug that in like that. And you can see beside there is where the USB goes. So we'll spin it back around. You see here this plastic, again, that's protective film, which is over the screen. Just remove that. And I'm going to turn this power button on, which is at the back here. And you should be able to see the screen light up and come on. So what you've got here is you've got tools, systems and print. So the tool settings are going to give you clues in the name, the different tools. This is the up and down, which is the first one. You can see the position of the Z-axis is right at the bottom now, so we need to lift that up. At the moment it's on 10 millimeter movements, so if we press the up button, that's going to go up 10 millimeters at a time. If you press on that one there, that's 1 millimeter at a time. If you've got a lot of time on your hands, you can utilize that one and bring it up. So we've lifted that up. That's high enough now to get some resin in. So this one here is home, so that's going to take it right down. Now I know that they do pre-home these printers. It actually has a home sensor on this other menu here. It says set 0. Bizarrely, when you press that button, it actually says 0 is set by the sensor, which is at the back here. I don't know why they have the button there, but maybe it was a change of mind. So we just hit cancel that. The next thing I'll show you is this exposure menu, and it says 200 on it, if you hit next, it'll show you that shape on the screen. Now that's just showing you that the LCD is cutting the shape and it's all working as it should. Before we go through how to get the printer running, let's just have a quick chat about the printer itself and about the technology. Essentially what we have is LED light, which is UV 405 nanometers, which is the wavelength. And what that light will do is cure the resin to make it a solid, essentially. So what it's actually doing, it's changing the pH level. By doing that, the UV light is acting like the catalyst. So if you have a two-part epoxy, for example, and you have the hardener, the UV light is acting like the hardener, and that's what's creating it to go from a liquid to a solid. And as we had a look just then, it showed you what the screen is doing in the way of cutting the shape. And what that does is it cuts the shape for each layer, and then it builds it up, and as the print develops, it moves up slowly, and attached to the bottom of the build plate here is your model as it comes up out of the resin. So that's a very basic outline of how it works. I think the next thing we need to do is get this thing printing as promised. So we'll get the build plate into position. Now it's just a matter of sliding it in there and tightening up those lugs top there. The build plate into position there. We'll get the USB stick, goes in to the slot here. So let's go and grab some resin. I've chosen the Monocure 3D Rapid. Perfect resin for this type of printer. Run between 7 and 8 second layers and was especially developed, so will work extremely well. Give it a good shake. This is a small 500 ml bottle, so it doesn't need a lot of shaking. That should do it. Because I'm about to deal with resin, of course I need to put my gloves on. So it comes with these masks. Our resin doesn't come with a respiratory warning. It's not necessary, but again, as I say, it is up to you whether you use them. I'm not going to use one today. We're now going to tip it in. To get better access, you can always take the build plate off, and then it's a matter of tipping it into the vat nice and carefully, and just go, as much as you need. That's plenty in there. The build plate goes on and we tighten it up. It's very important that you remember to tighten that there. You don't want it flopping around. So the next thing we need to do is get it printing. We'll select the print button. We'll navigate to the rooks, which are the 2 rook tests that came loaded on the USB stick. And it's literally a matter of hitting the play button. And as you can see, the build plate goes down into the resin, and that's it. And the next thing you'll see is the shape that it is actually producing, and that's the first layer. And it's also going to give you information about how long it's gone for, what layer it's on. So it's saying it's on layer 1 out of 1,000, and that one there says it's going to take 4 hours and 7 minutes, this actual print. So it's handy information. Is showing if you want, you can pause the print by using the pause button there, or of course you can stop the print too. Let's put the lid on, and then let's leave it for about 4 hours, and let's see how we get on. Well, that wraps it up. This printer is most definitely unboxed. Thanks for watching, guys. Please check out our next video of the Anycubic wash and cure machine. Remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, remember to keep on 3D printing.